Friends, the wheel has turned again, and it is once more time for Train Fever. I believe this is the 7th episode now in this series. I think at number 5 I made a bit of a mistake. I called that one episode number 6, but it was 5. So anyway, let's see what we can do this time. Money is of course a ongoing concern, but I think that does make this series a bit interesting. At least everything is not handed to us again on a silver platter. So from a gameplay perspective, really our choices have a big impact financially and on the business as a whole. That is after all what a railroad company is. So we're just waiting for a little bit of money to complete the rail line to Westminster. So if we use that term again, this is the head of steel. This is as far as the rail line has gone, so that's where the people are busy building it. And if the brandy carts come past here, then there's all kinds of sports to be had. So let's just see, where is the overlay again? Land use. I want to see again where the station could go. Now this will definitely be a dead-end station, so one single track will be sufficient, I think. Stop. Good, I got it just in time. So the question of course is one of placement. I do want a cargo line also coming here, so I think that one can possibly go around, even though there's a bit of an unevenness there in the terrain. Yes, so that might also have to come around here. That's fine, nothing to worry about. Let me just see if I rotate this a little. This one is going to be very cheap because of the quite flat terrain that's on this plateau. I think we can call this a plateau. We can see almost the whole world down from up here. Let's see. Something like this. There we go. Done. So all that we need to do is finish this road, I think, this connection between the leisure area and the residences. So this might impact the coach line there, but that's not a problem at all. You see, I always want to line these up very neatly, but you see they curve a little bit, but that's okay. No, I want this one more of a right angle. There we go. That doesn't look too bad at all. So the line will go straight out of this point in the town and then hopefully meet up with the head of steel. So let me bring that actually closer, or we can start from this end, because this is where we have to cross the road, and that's always a fun exercise. Oh, but that's very easy, nothing to sweat about. Let me run the clock again, and then the challenge is just finishing this little connection, but the money vanishes like dew in the morning sun. So there we go, it's a bit of money coming in again. Let me try and just stop it there. Ah yes, you see that ditch that it makes there, that's what's costing us so much. So a bit of more will be necessary, but more money. Oh, I'm looking forward to Transport Fever. I think the addition of ships and boats and airplanes will really enhance the game experience, especially on a large map. And I've started to see some of the sort of the, you know, the don't want to say the pre-release, but some YouTubers have started playing the game now. I think that's just so that the public can start to see what the game looks like in its more or less finished state. And I've really tried to prevent myself. I've seen, I think, like 1 or 2 episodes, but I try to avoid it so that I actually get the experience myself. I just want to see quickly a peek, but I don't want to know too much about it. So I think the one thing that I saw was the addition of a lot more types of cargo, which I think is a very, very good thing, because at the moment we just have generic cargo, and it can come from lumber or from oil or anything, steel, so it's really just one thing. So having different kinds of cargo will mean that we really have to think about using all the resources available on the map. Alright, I see this is going to be a bit of a journey, so let me just skip ahead here and I'll join back with you once I have enough money. Okay, 186,000 has now appeared, so let's see if that's enough to finish this little ditch there. I think so. Unfortunately, we're going up again, so let me just take it, no, about to there. Let's see if that works. It should have more than enough space. There we go. There's a slight curve there, but that's alright. Now, what can we do with this? I think the first thing is to adjust the coach service inside Westminster. So I just have to bring up the particular line. So Westminster bus. And let's see, how does it run again? So it starts here, then it goes up. That's interesting. Well, they've started to, okay, now I think the second arm was there before. This is a bit interesting because now either I'm going to have to redesign the whole thing, or it's just going to have to go from number 3 down there and then go back again. Let me just add the station, or the stop, not a station, and see what I can do with it. Let's put it right there, and then can close that. So at what point now? After number 3. So click 3 and say add station, that one. Okay, so what is it doing? It comes around here. So where's number 4? Okay, this is 4, so 5. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay, this is what I'll do. That's a good one, I think. After it stops here at Ridge Street, I'm going to tell it to stop again at 1st Street, since it's anyway going in that direction to 8th Street. So then, you know, if there's some more people who want to get on the bus, there's more than one chance. It's the center of town after all. There we go. That worked out very well. Now let us have a look at the lines again, actually. So new line, and this one has to follow the same route, so it's a slight yellow one this time, from Riverside to Westminster. There we go. Ridge Street, that's what it calls it, but anyway, it's not sure that it's inside the town. Luckily the coach service will bring people here, so the computer doesn't seem to recognize. Oh, it does. Alright, Westminster. I don't know why it said Ridge Street there on the no, maybe I made a mistake. Let's just go back and check this one. No, I did. Yes, it's good I noticed this. No, this won't do. The train can't stop at a bus station or bus stop. And there we go. Now it's fixed. Things to just again pay attention to. Now, let's just let it run again for a little while. So we're going to have a lot of traffic here. Okay, train 3 has reached its lifetime and should be replaced. Very easy again to see. We just look at the bars next to the trains. So it's this one, the Riverside Gainesville one with the 3 trains. Yes, I think eventually I'll replace these 2 and just replace it with 1, maybe the consolidation, but a slightly longer train. Again, money is the real issue. This time I've got some chamomile tea. Train 4, yes. So maybe this is again a good spot to just jump a bit forward in time. So see you in a second. Well, I think this year is going to go down in the history books as a very bad one for our company, because it's already September, but our income is so much less than last year. And that's why we're now more than $1 million in the red. So things are going very, very badly now for us. Too much expansion, too little debt repayment. I don't know. This is a problem here. This could go very, very south. So 2 million now. We're still only halfway in terms of last year's income, and the year is almost over, and we're so deep in trouble now. I hope I can salvage this. You see, it might be that part of the problem is the wait times here on this stretch of the line. I'm sure it is a factor, but there it goes again. So it's not a long-term hold-up. Is everything else working? Still seems like it. So there is no real stoppage on the line. It's just a case of not getting enough, not enough. And now we have to pay for this upkeep as well, but we're getting nothing from it. At least this time I connected the road here in Westminster, so once it's running, we should start seeing some profit from it. The people are here, that's not a problem. Look there, there's so many who want to go to Gainesville. And to Downey, to be honest. So those trains, okay, there's that train coming, and the passenger ones as well. So it is, I don't know, it should be salvageable. Just going to have to be very careful now. It's 1883. The people of Riverside must be thinking, how can you run this into the ground? It's a veritable gold mine. Or oil well, as the case might be. Is it full? Wait. No man, click on that. There we go. Well, not full, but there we go. Of course it has to wait a little bit, but it's not, you know, that it has to wait incredibly long. Well, 300 down now, but still. Well, alright, it's time to do another time jump here, so let's go 88 miles an hour. Funnily enough, I just got a message. One of our vehicles in Downey has already reached its lifetime. So, unfortunately, there's no money to replace it, but it is on auto replace, so the computer should do it soon. So that means there's more pressures on our budget, and another year has passed and we're still $1 million down. I'm getting some very bad feelings about this. This could be a disaster here. The town has expanded now. This is so strange. Look at where Riverside is growing now, on the other side of the riverbank, but sort of in isolation. There's surely enough offshoots that the town can use to grow. Ah well, nothing wrong with that, but I'm not sending a coach line just to service one building with 2 jobs. Come on people, this is really bad. We're still $1 million down here. Dire Straits. Even how much money have I repaid? 700,000. So that in itself will not, if I take that loan out again, won't be enough. Oh no, well, this series might suddenly have become a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Well, time jump again. Okay, so this is the situation. See, the cargo is now deciding to move on its own because our trains are taking too long because of all these hold-ups. And if we just look at the actual line income again, where is that Riverside cargo? Look at that. More than $250,000 in the red. Downey cargo is also losing us money, but I can understand that one a bit more because of the long distance. We could always add another train to that line. So it does seem to be that this is the real problem here. So a lesson for the future. When it comes to... See, there's no problem with using the line for a lot of vehicles. It's this crossing here from the left side to the right side and then back again. That is what's holding up the whole system. Now this is going to take some really clever engineering. I will let us go a little bit longer, and if it still seems like it is not salvageable, then I'm going to have to ask my friend Emmett Brown for some help. He lives somewhere here in town. I think I forgot his address, but I can find it perhaps. So just jump a bit ahead. Yes, it's unfortunately definitely the case that the cargo destined for Riverside is completely ignoring the trains. You see, it's carrying a 0. The oil still flows towards the refinery on our trains, but the cargo is moving completely independently now because the refinery is tired of waiting, so they just ship it overland. Now that could be something that I can just get some wagons to run with, but I don't even have the money for that. Alright, first thing I can do. This train is now slightly full of oil, so that is a bit of a problem, but I'm going to scrap this train. Train number 9. If I look at the finances, you see it has made a bit of money this year. Unfortunately, it did make some losses before. Now I don't know, is this a good thing, but that could give the other trains a chance to move a bit faster. Okay, one of the trains has now made it back to the depot here. It's one of those mixed cargo trains and oil trains, so I'm gonna sell it. There, it's gone. Unfortunately, it is old, so we don't get much money from it, but this should relieve the stress on the line a little bit. I don't want to call Emmett Brown unless it's absolutely necessary. Come on. If we can just get out of this. We seem to be stable, but in the wrong place, you know. It's about $1 million down, and we just can't seem to get any higher, but we're not falling further. It's just not good, and we keep getting messages here of road vehicles reaching their lifetime. They must wait. I'm very sorry, we've got bigger problems than wagons that need replacing, or coaches. Oh yes, too much red here. I don't know. Even if I call Emmett, we might not be able to salvage it. And that's a bit of a... It's just something I want to try and avoid if possible, but I don't want the series to end just because of this now. And how would I resolve this problem? Well, I think the first thing to do is immediately remove all of these mixed cargo and oil trains and only have the oil train run and then send the cargo overland by wagons. That would be the first thing to do, I think. Yes, I don't know. Oh dear. Let's just see. The 1880s are turning out to be a terrible time for our company. But I'll just go ahead again, and hopefully by the time I jump back in, I'll have some good news. Wish me luck. Alright, it's 1887 now, and we're $1 million down still. We never saw green again. So I've called Emmett, and I found us a nice piece of track right here, since it's not being used. If we go downhill, we might be able to hit 88 miles an hour. So are you ready? We're just going to see what we can do on this piece of track. Alright, turn the contour lines off and cargo just, for the sake of it. Alright, here we go. Friends and comrades, I am Admiral Andre and I greet you to Train Fever. This is episode 7. I think it was about episode 6. No, I won't do that to you again. Our time jump has been successful. So here we are back in 1881. We luckily already had this piece of track back in 1881, so the DeLorean could just arrive at the same line. Now the challenge is a very, very formidable one. We have only a brief moment to salvage the situation, I think. At least now we haven't undertaken the expenditure of the station construction here at Westminster, and this piece of line as well. So we've saved that. This is the only save game I've got. This is the one I had when I started the episode, so it's the only thing that we've got to work with. So now the thing is, let me just see what the cargo situation. You see it's already moving over land instead of with the trains. So right now I'm going to scrap these trains, all of them except that oil one. So this one back to depot, so it will just wait for a free path, and this one as well once it turns around there through the power of magic. There we go, and back to the depot. Done. So these two, will scrap them straight off, just get rid of them. And hopefully, we saw green just at one time that allowed us to build the station in Westminster, so I'm hoping we'll see it again. All gone. So we know a little bit about future events. Now where's that train? Oh, it's still coming back. Then we're gonna have to put up some overland routes here, just for the cargo, so we are the ones moving it, because why should we not get the profit from moving this cargo? We are providing the oil. Oh, come on, I'm really hoping that we see that green again. If events are somehow different, because the fact that we are here observing it, maybe it's like on a quantum level, it changes because we're observing it again. That is possible, I suppose, especially because we've removed the trains, so their profits are gone, if they still made profit in this time. I'm just going to keep that there in case we need another train. I hope it won't cost me to keep it in the depot, because I can't afford a new locomotive. No, scrap it. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. It's old. It's gone. Come on, people. I'm not asking for too much here. Just a bit of green. The situation is dire. If this move fails, we are lost. And it's really not something I wanted to do, but hey, the situation called for a bit of thinking outside the box. Stop. There's the windfall that we had that allowed me to build the station. Hey, so at least we know a bit about events to come. Now, let's see. Is it enough, though? This is so tense right now. So we need one of these, what is this called? Truck stations. Of course, it's still a wagon, so we just have to pick a nice spot for it there. Okay, it has a bit of a reach and a elevation, but it's okay. You know, it has a bit of a view there over the station. Then we must have a similar one. I guess we could have gone for the large one, but it really is not a situation where we have too much financial leeway now. Something here perhaps. There we go. It's anyway where it was going to be delivered with the train. Though I'm thinking now, you see, I really shouldn't think this way because we don't have the money. If I can just replace this one with a big truck station, because it has a much greater capacity, but it won't fit in here, so it'll take landscaping. No, stop. Just get profit from this line first before new things come along. So we get this kind of yellow color again. We've seen that before, so again we have a glimpse of the future. So just there, it will have to cross the rail line, but that shouldn't be a problem. So I'll call this one Riverside Cargo. Now we will need some wagons. At least we won't have the expense of those trains in the meantime, and they will be able to flow smoother here. So where do I go now? This one. Buy road vehicles, and we want goods. There we go, cargo. So 1, 2, and Riverside Cargo. Here I'm going to help them space out a little bit. Then again, we don't have the money. Don't play around with it. In a second it will evaporate again. 1, 2, you see? There it is. Our chance might be gone. Maybe not. Let's see. There, stop. Oh, stop. Gotta click so fast. Anyway. Bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Alright. We're gonna need a lot of them, so it's fine. Another two or one set line. Unfortunately, I have to set line all, which I don't want to do. Riverside cargo, so that one can go. Ah, yes, if I space them out now, it will just help them to space out even further. Then, once it leaves, it's left there, so I can open another one. There it goes. I think now we will be fine, because these wagon routes, if they're not too long, and this is not too long, and there is certainly a huge demand, they can be extremely profitable. So I think we've made it, hopefully. $1882, so we still have a few years before things got really bad. Riverside cargo. Now this is an interesting challenge now, because I want to have these kinds of multi-purpose train lines that have lots of bustling cargo moving backwards and forwards, and you see trains from all over the map arriving and leaving. But then this thing here is such a problem now. It's such a shame. Yes, they're moving still on their own. Riverside cargo. Okay, they have arrived and it is starting to pile up there. So at least the refinery has realized there is now an overland supply route there. Upper Riverside, so many Riversides. Let me just see what the capacity is. It doesn't say actually, but I know the capacity of the truck station is less than the large truck station. But still, this is one type of good. And we have a fairly frequent pickup, so I don't think it will be a problem. Let me actually look at it. Riverside cargo, so every 101 seconds a wagon will pull up. Not a problem at all. So I really want this to stop though. This automatic, movement. And I guess we could argue, of course, that these things aren't just magically moving. They have civilian, or well, we are also civilian, but they have other wagons moving them. So maybe a competitor or something. Some of them are still going. Hey, whoa, stop! I couldn't believe my eyes. We had $1 million there. What? Am I mad? Okay, what do we do? What do we do with this money? Do I pay off the loans? Do I expand the wagon service? No, but because they're not full. Yes, get rid of some of this debt. Or should I save it? Oh my goodness, this will make or break us. Repay it. Yes, get rid of another section of our debt. It will help. Alright. So history has now changed. We've broken the chain of causality or whatever. And now we are again in unfamiliar terrain. So let's see this wagon here. You see it's not even carrying one. The goods arrived after the wagon. So it really isn't necessary, I think, to have more wagons at this point. Those poor horses are running themselves ragged, but of course on normal speed it makes more sense. 83 has rolled around now. Alright, this one is full, but there's another one immediately following. So, yes, interesting, eh? So there we go. I think I have no idea how long this episode is now, so I might actually call it to a close here. So we're hanging on the precipice, and hopefully we can salvage this, because I'm going to save over that save slot now. So I don't have to, but I'm going to anyway. I don't want to make it too easy. I don't want to cheat, so even though I've technically done it already. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed a bit of an unusual episode. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next episode, because the future is still there for us. Hey!